Oh, I hope I'm in focus as always. It's quite dark in here, and I'm having to set that lens at 2.8 and bring you quite close because there's not much room and there's not much light. And when you're at 2.8, that focus plane, you know, the area in which you'll be in focus is quite thin. So I'm getting the red lines on the focus beacon around me, so hopefully I'm in focus. Anyway, good morning everyone. How are we getting on? So I've come today to the Hindleap Warren area of the Ashdown Forest, and I've specifically done that because once again we are, well, I don't know, actually, like, it looks like light's breaking through up there now, but the forecast was once again on a Sunday cloudy and overcast, and there wasn't going to be any sort of sunrise or anything like that. There seems to be a bit of break in those clouds up there now. Anyway, so what I thought I'd do anyway was, because of that lack of light, I'd come and try and get some autumnal woods, being that that's the time of year. And I know this spot's quite good, Hindleap Warren. It's quite, it's a really wooded area. So we're going to get lots of autumnal woods. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's basically the intention really of it. And I found this scene here. I don't know if you know Hindleap Warren or not, but you park at the car park that I can't remember the name of. It might even be called Hindleap Car Park. I think it might be Hindleap North or something like that. And then you wander in and you walk down and you come across this. And as always, I love a scene, right? So I keep leaning because I'm worried that I'm not in focus. Yeah, I love a scene. I always love a shot that I know people can see themselves. If that makes sense. So this is just a walk in and it's the pathway. And it caught my eye as I walked in, because it was just a nice woodland scene, really. We've got bits of flecks of colour about. I don't know how well you can see it. We've got flecks of colour coming off of the birches down there in like yellow and amber and stuff like that. And still a bit of green hanging about. And then the path going through the middle, sweeping through, and then the bracken and whatever that stuff's called to the side of it. And that's got a variant in colour as well. And just, it makes for a nice scene, I thought, really. It was inviting, very inviting. As you can see, I've framed up between these two trees. Yeah, you can see both trees. Because that's like, as I walked in, that's what I saw, like the trees. I'm not using the trees in the image, but the trees, they gave me that shot, if that makes sense. As I walked in, the natural frame that these two trees had provided to that, to this scene, to this path, just give me the idea of what the picture. So I thought, well, I might as well frame up where I was seeing that. And I've just worked to get myself in and beyond with my focal plane, beyond where the, what's that called, soft? Beyond where those, so those trees are out of the frame. But yeah, anyway, guys, good morning to you all, or good evening. In fact, I was going to start sharing these in the evenings. So good evening, everyone. I will, on YouTube, that is, sorry. But I'll wish you all well. I wish you a good morning, a good day, a good evening, and a good night, whenever it is you're watching this. And I will take a little wander now, leave you guys with that image and some B-roll, and see what else I can picture. So I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Oh, I hope I was in focus back then. Hello again. So this is my my tree that I was talking about. It's not quite gone as yellow as I'd hoped. Still bits of green. You can see that right there, can't you? Yeah. There's still bits of green on that. We are starting to get some yellow and some amber on it, but it's not quite as it's just as yellow as I'd hoped. I hoped it had really sort of gone into those autumn yellows, which doesn't seem to have happened. But I do like the scene still. I was working around then, trying to figure out the best way to frame it, like, because I was working between portrait and landscape. I was thinking, what do I prefer? Because I don't shoot portrait too much. I always tend to shoot landscape, and that's what I've settled on here. I like landscape because it can give you more of it's more inviting, if that makes sense. It gives the viewer a bit more of I always say scene, but a scene to look at. It gives them more of a story, if that makes sense. So like here with this picture, I've positioned a tree that I like so much onto the right hand side of the frame, and then let it lead in, to let it act as like an anchor or a frame to the path that's going down there and beyond. And I really like that frame. As I say, I was trying portrait, but portrait was it takes away too much of that that's on the left there, too much of that path. So I settled on landscaping and brought myself a bit further back, so I know I've got the whole of the tree in the frame. And some of this, that's dying heather, that is there, sorry, so the sort of foliage that's surrounding it, that's heather dying off and a little bit of bracken dyed in. It's got this really like off pink colour to it, I want to say. It's like a mixture of brown and pink, but it looks quite interesting. But as I say, so I liked that. There's a bit of like interest there, like a subject there, with some foliage goodness surrounding it, and then it just clears off to this path that goes down. And I don't know, it's just sort of, I think it invites people into the scene. And a moment ago, I had a much better, some more light on that. The sun's come up higher now, and it's got behind this bank of clouds, and so the scene, the light in the scene has died off. But I did get that with the light. So the light wasn't actually on my tree, the subject, which I would have preferred. I would have preferred the light to have been on the tree, on the birch there, and then the path that goes down to be in the dark. But what actually happened was, because I've got this tree behind me here, the light was lighting up the path going down, and it left the tree in shadow. So it creates a bit of an interesting, what can be the word of the day this week? I don't like the word juxtaposition. Do you know when there's particular words that really irritate you? Juxtaposition is one for me. Supper. Oh, that makes my skin crawl when someone says supper. Thankfully, that's died off now. You don't, in the English language, you don't hear it so much now, thankfully. But yes, a juxtaposition. But it created this interesting play on the light against the shadow. Anyway, not quite what you'd expect, or what I would expect anyway. Because as I say, I'd prefer the subject was lit up and that the background was in shadow. You know, the supporting cast was in shadow. But the way it panned out here, that was the opposite way around. But might create for something interesting. And the sky was quite nice a moment ago as well. We've got lots of like puffy clouds dotted about and bits of breaks of blue amongst that, and it just made for quite an interesting shot. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's that photo. Anyway, guys, I'll leave you with that image and a little bit of B-roll as always, and I'll get you guys back up in a bit. I've got something else in mind that I want to picture, and I'm going to take a wander around and see if I can find that. I will find something, and we'll get one more picture in the bag for this video. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I shall catch you in a little bit. Hello again. So I found another scene. So I was just thinking then, right, as I was walking around, trying to find something else to picture. As I said, I had a shot in mind. This is kind of it, but not quite it. But anyway, I was really enjoying myself, basically, was what I was thinking. And I was, you just think a lot. I think a hell of a lot. And what is it that I enjoy? One of the sort of great pleasures I've got out of doing photography is coming into the woods and doing like woodland scenes. And I think the reason that is, right, and at the risk of going very corny and very deep, it's because it's like making sense of chaos. And I find it quite metaphorical for life, especially my life. How I think I've shared a bit of how I got to this point now where I come out and I do photography, is that, it's finding sense of chaos or trying to find a way through chaos. Because I just thought then it's like, I always want to get a path involved. I'm always talking about a path and our leading lines. Right, so bear with me a minute, right, to be corny. Understanding that chaos or finding a way through that chaos, you look for, as I've said before, like structure. So photography, woodlands or different things. I always want structure in my image. I always want some sort of path. And when you're going through chaotic times, trying to find that, trying to make sense of that, trying to find that clearing, it's that, isn't it? It's like it's finding that route through, it's finding that path through. My God, do I sound corny right now? But just bear with me. It is that. It's like that. I had something I was going to say, but it's just, so like with woodlands, right? When you come into the woodland, and everything is just utter chaos everywhere. Yeah, so think that like your life, right? Absolute, just but beautiful at the same time. But it's just like so much going on. And what I find you have to do when you take pictures in the woods or in a forest is you do have to sort of slow down and look at things, right? So take stock of stuff. So hence I look for paths, I look for structure, I look for some sort of story to be told or whatever, it is that, and that's life, isn't it? It's like the chaos of life. And a way to sort of find your way through your path is to just slow down and take stock and look at things a little bit differently to what you usually would do. Don't just see the chaos, but see what you can, something you can grab a hold of in and amongst all of that. And so that's my corny couple of minutes there for you. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this morning. It's been quite nice. I haven't got like hundreds of photos. I've literally got the 3 that I've taken, but I've been able to take my time because other than that last shot where I made sure I got to that tree whilst the light and the sky was still around, I haven't really rushed around too much. I've just meandered about trying to find things, and I haven't really talked you through this scene, but I put a little bit of B-roll up on your screens. It's just that really. I've tried to find structure and a route through the chaos, and so that's my corny couple of minutes. With that, I'm going to end that video there. I would, if you want a nice woodland walk on the Ashdown Forest, I strongly recommend Hindleap Warren. Park at the car park, and I'll put the name of that car park on your screens now. Park there and head north, and you'll see what I'm seeing right now, and it's really pretty. And along there, which I will do a video on the waterfalls of the Ashdown Forest later on in the year when it gets a bit wetter, you'll find one of the waterfalls that's on the forest. But I'll do a video on the 3 that I know of. 2, it is 3, I think, 3 that I know of, and I'll share that with you guys. But other than that, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think this will be the evening, so I wish you a good evening when I put this up. But yeah, good morning, good day, good evening, good night, and I will speak to you guys next time. And nothing funny to add at the end of this one, so I'm just going to go